Alright, guys. Today I'm going to talk to you about psychedelics, hallucinogenic drugs, all that stuff. LSD, mushrooms, peyote, all that good stuff. Ayahuasca, best one. Um, Let me say that this disclaimer that this is not me endorsing anybody to use any type of drug. This is simply for harm reduction purposes because these substances are illegal, but they do exist. And so people are going to use them. I just want people to use them safely. So, with that said, let me also say on safety, there's this product called a marquee reagent test. You know, something that the cops use on you when you know conspicuous white powder in your car, right? They're going to use a marquee reagent test, and they're testing for what chemical structure that is. It tells you the family, it doesn't tell you specifically, so that's still not safe. Which is why I don't recommend you do any kind of synthetic drug. Stick to natural drugs. That's what I would recommend. But if you're going to do synthetic drugs, you know, or distilled basically from plant material, which is like what cocaine is, whatever. If you're going to do that stuff that you can't easily identify just by looking at it, get a marquee reagent test. Okay. So, natural substances. There's a whole bunch of natural substances, natural psychedelics that you can use. Most people are like, oh, LSD and oh, ecstasy, and ecstasy is a kind of a little quasi psychedelic. It's not exactly a psychedelic because there's two types. There's phenethylamine and tryptamine hallucinogens, but beside the point. There are plenty of natural substances. There's mushrooms, which you can easily identify if you know what to look for. What to look for with mushrooms is, does it have a brown or like golden brown top, right? The head of the mushroom, and the stem. If you pinch the stem, or if it's dried, right? If you get dried mushrooms, which is probably what you're gonna get, does it have a bluish tint to it? Because that's what psilocybin does, which is the active ingredient in mushrooms. It will turn blue. A lot of debate on that, if it's actually the psilocybin, but it will turn blue. There's peyote, what the southwestern Native Americans of the United States did. That's mescaline. That's a cactus. If you know what it looks like, it's easy to tell what it is. There's morning glory seeds going even further south in America, or like into South America. There's morning glory seeds, which are sold at Walmart, by the way. Yeah, Walmart actually sells a psychedelic drug because you can buy morning glory seeds at Walmart. Don't do that, by the way. Don't do that because morning glory seeds have LSA in them. They're like LSD. They are in the same family, but LSA is less potent. But they also have alkaloids in them because guess what? Plants don't want you eating their babies. And so they put alkaloids in there as well that make you sick. And that's what the Native Americans really valued as well. They saw it as part of the experience, the psychedelic experience, the purge. That's what it was. It was you throwing up, but it was seen as you getting rid of all of your negative emotions, all of your negativity, right? It's just coming out. And then when you're done purging, you feel so much better. And you're going to get this massive introspective moment for like 6 to 12 hours. But okay. Okay, so set and setting is a big thing. Like, your set is your mindset. Like, are you depressed? Are you really happy? Or have you gone through some kind of traumatic event? Has a family member died? Are you getting a divorce? If you're going through any of these things, or you feel like you might not be in the right mental space, I would not recommend you do this drug or these types of drugs. But some people can work out their issues, so it's a toss up. And your setting, okay? So your setting is like where you are physically, right? You could be at a music concert. You could be in the woods. You could be in your room, which is what I recommend, by the way. I don't recommend you be near a whole bunch of other people because it's going to cause you a whole bunch of anxiety. And having that much anxiety, like with uh, interpersonal interactions with people, it's going to cause you to start having like negative thought loops. So just don't do it. Yeah. Oh. Have I even gone into what the trip's actually like? Okay. Well, most people say, report time dilation, which means that time slows down. So if you can imagine, like, it's just your thoughts. It's either time slowed down or your thoughts have just sped up, because you're going to have many thoughts really quickly, and you're going to like look at the clock and be like, oh, it's only been like 5 minutes. Oh my god, I've thought like a whole bunch of thoughts, and so it's going to freak you out. And what I would say is, don't let that scare you. Just let go. Let go. Allow it to take you, because it's going to show you what you need to see, not necessarily what you want to see. Because most people think that this is a drug that's like, oh yeah, this is fun, man. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. That's not what it's meant for. It's like if you reach your hand over a flame, ow, that flame's hot. But is pain bad? No, pain's not bad. It teaches you things. And that's what psychedelics are. They are not fun. You shouldn't do them for recreation. In fact, there's a lot of problems that would happen if you use that. You should use them very infrequently. Once a year, maybe. At most. But it's going to be an unpleasant experience, but you're going to gain a lot from it. You're going to gain... It's going to make you a stronger person on the inside, basically. If it doesn't drive you completely insane, which is the one bad thing, I would say. is do be careful, because if you have a, a family history of mental disorders, then it can actually cause you to get a mental disorder. You were already predestined, you were going to, because of your family does, but it will cause it to happen earlier. And also, you can get something called um, PPHD, which is perception persisting hallucinogenic disorder. And what that is they say it's a form of PTSD. I'm not exactly sure about that, but if you take too much hallucinogenic drugs too often, it's going to cause you to have like flashbacks of your trip, or like it's going to be like a little flash. I've experienced this, and which is why I've kind of slowed down now. But what you're going to get is, or what I got is, because I work at an auto auction, and when you put the car in park, an automatic car, when you put it in park, sometimes it can like lurch a little forward, lurch a little backward, and there's a lot of people around the auto auction, the cars, looking at the cars, and so when I put it in to park, and then it lurches, and then I'm like, oh, did I put it in park? Oh fuck, and it's like that's what convinced me that you shouldn't do them very frequently. But I'm not saying that they can also help everybody. They're really only for a certain amount of people. If you're scared to take it, don't take it. Please. Just don't take it. But if you think that you might be interested, I would say do it. That's just me. It's not a it's it's going to help you in the end.